Okay, hold up here. Export. This might not work. Challenge. Instrumental. I guess I'll just save it to my desktop for now. Okay. Good to go. Let's see if this is good to go. Nice. Okay, sorry I'm late, y'all. More technical difficulties once again because my computer cannot handle this. So what I'm doing is I am bouncing out the track from the vocals. There's way too much vocals on my effect chain. Streaming and having this project open is not going to work. So what I'm going to do is bounce the track out and put the vocals in separately, and hopefully that will make it so you can actually hear what I'm doing and see what I'm putting on my vocal chain. But yeah, so that's what's happening. Yeah, let's see. Let's wait for this to. Was not expecting that. Classic scenario where I am not prepared for my computer to not work on me. Fire. So we're at 98 BPM. Let's open a new set. Actually, I don't know why I just saved that. That was stupid. I should not have saved that because I just like deleted a bunch of stuff. Oh well. Okay. Sweet. Opening a new project. Let's see what happens. All right. We're here. Okay. Dope. All right, let's give this a try. So it was 98, and we're gonna open up. We have our distort chain here. We'll see how this works. Okay, so we're already at 20, which is not ideal. And then we want our vocal main. Okay, 30, 40, not ideal. Okay, I think we're good. We cut down to 40 CPU. Not bad. Troy, good morning, bro. Good morning, my G. You a legend, though. How you doing, bro? You know I'm in LA, right? I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you've like talked to Landon, but I'm in LA. We should link up. You know, if you want. What you doing, bro? How you been? Today's a very chill one. I started off rough as hell because my computer's just not trying to. It is not trying to be working right now for me, for whatever reason. I don't care what you would do if you let me. Yeah, dude, I've been in LA for like 3 months. That's my bad. But it's actually been hectic. It's definitely not been. We definitely got a link. That sounds like the fatty plan. Let's do it. Fire. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, yeah. I definitely messed up my stream earlier. Shout out to Justin, my bad, dude. I went live on his personal Facebook page on accident because I'm sharing my restream with someone else. Not very ideal. Yeah, my bad, Justin. Yeah, I feel you, Troy. Time capsule, can't believe it's been 4 years. Yeah, dude, it's actually crazy. I can't believe it either. I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. Damn. 4 years, bro. That's actually insane. Yeah. I was out here. We came out here to see you. It's crazy. Anyway, I should probably get to this a little bit. Yep, track sound and wavy. Thanks, bro. This is the Chromeo Splice Beat Battle. I got second place. And this is probably one of my best vocal performances and vocal mixes, even though this is not at all what I do for vocals anymore. I did this probably almost over 6 months ago now, maybe a year. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm just growing every week as a producer, so a lot of this stuff is stuff I wouldn't do anymore. But I feel like it still sounds good. And I took off a bunch of other stuff. A lot of compression, dynamic EQ, dynamic compression, dynamic saturation. I kind of had to take all those plugins off because my computer was slowly dying and decaying. But yeah, so actually I need to double check and see if I'm still streaming on my man's accounts. No, I'm not. Nice. All right. Yeah, we got a link. I know it hasn't been the best of times in the past couple of years, so hopefully we can actually, link up soon. And I know Landon would love to see you. Word. So let's go over this. Basically, how I have it set up is I have a main. I should probably label these main. And we have main layers. We have a left, layer right, and layer left. Should probably put main in the title too. Oop. Yeah, this is me singing. My computer is literally gonna die. It's really frustrating. Okay.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you will do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you, it's hella nice. If you let me. If you let me. Close my eyes, but you ain't blind. Cause you see me. Cause you see me. Way I said is kinda dead, but I know your thoughts are in your head. Cause you show me. Cause you show me.
Nice. Heck yeah, Troy. Thanks, bro. Dude, I want to hear your stuff. Where's your stuff at? You gotta send it over ASAP. I don't know if you've been producing at all lately, but I've always been a fan. Always been a fan. But yeah, so that was kind of like the little little rundown of everything. Essentially, I was starting to go through it. Okay, so we got the main layers left and right. And then we have some more layers here. But I think these are low layers, are low octaves, so
Look for me.
Or they're the highs. They're the high octaves. So
Look for me, I look for you.
okay, so we have one that is delayed with this kind of like short millisecond delay effect where it just kind of spreads the vocal out, and this one's just centered, and then we have the main take here. So all together,
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care.
let's add these into.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me.
It's actually pretty sloppy. Like this is, it's just funny because like I was literally just watching my homie. Real shit, appreciate you. At least in a minute. High octave was speaking to me. Oh man, yeah. Please send me stuff, Troy. Dang, I don't know if you'd be down for like me to play it on stream, but I usually like to do little track reviews at the end of these, listen to people's tracks. I would love to play it, but that's only if you're down. Yeah, I mean the thing is like yeah, like typically I would want to do about 5 times more recordings and layers of what I have here. But since it was for the Splice battle, I only had like a week to make the track, and I ended up doing it like the day of or the day before. So it was very quick. I actually like already had these lyrics written, so I just kind of had them laid out. But I think as a general rule of thumb, it still sounded really good, even though I didn't have a whole lot of layers. You really don't need to. But I kind of made the main layer my lower voice because I sit better there, and then the higher one just kind of as a, you know, a little extra layer.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you is hella nice if you let me.
Yeah, and that's all just layering. Like, I don't even have the reverb on these anymore. I took that off because my CPU is dying. But yeah, let's label them, right? So we got high, high, height, layer main, and then we got, oh, sorry, whoops. This is high layer. Why do I keep saying height? And this is main layer, delay, right? Am I wrong?
Look for me.
No, it's high. I'm an idiot. High layer delay. Okay, so we got regular.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you is hella nice if you let me.
I feel like I should finish this and release this song. I don't know about y'all, but I would be very down to do that. Okay, sweet. So now we got BVs and effects. So I did this little. I'm pretty sure that was me saying something. Sorry, outsourcing mixes so I can just produce more. Nothing ready yet, but you'll be the first to hear pause. It's beef, just so you know. Damn, bro. Yeah, dude. Outsourcing the mixes is absolutely what I do as well. That is a smart move. I used to just think I needed to do it all myself, and you know what? That was a good thing for a very long time. And it still is a good thing because I still want to get better at mixing, but I just don't put that much pressure on it, you know. I really don't. So yeah, but I'm very hyped to know that I'm gonna be the first person to hear it. But if you're down, we can play it on stream. If not, just DM it to me, 100%. Rough mixes are nice to meet the mixer halfway. Delegation is key. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. It's also nice when you have a relationship with an engineer. Like the last 6 months, like since I moved, I moved here like 2 months ago, but since I've been here, I've been fortunate enough to actually build a relationship with an engineer. And he's been doing pretty much all the mixes I've been sending out lately, aside from my own stuff and stuff I'm doing for fun. But he definitely has gotten really good at mixing my tracks. And I do all kinds of stupid things that like they would, I do lots of stupid stuff that like engineers hate. For example, I always have my master chain on, my master, and it's like straight up like just, compressing my track. So there's not really a whole lot of room for him to mess with stuff, but I can go into that later. But yeah, Troy's got the right idea, 100%. All the way. Word. So we got the do rise effect going into the track.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me.
If you let me. If you let me. Yeah. So those are cool. Pretty simple stuff. Ad lib. And those only sound cool because I just loaded up with distortion and some delay, which
if you let me.
Where is that distortion coming from though? Low key don't even know where that's coming from. That effect delay you had on the riser was nuts. I don't even know. The delay's off, so I honestly wonder if it's printed in. No, it's not. It's in this. Here, it's the Valhalla. It's the Valhalla Supermassive free delay. That's like 100% of the time I use delay. It's that. I'm not even kidding. Pretty nuts.
If you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you, it's hella nice. If you let me. If you let me.
Alright, so this is similar thing. We got our distort part of this, our pre-chorus. So pre-chorus is simple. All I have on here is we got center distorted and high and low passed effects and our low. So our distort high and our distort if I can spell. It's actually like I'm actually kind of glad I didn't label these. It's kind of like nice like going through and kind of doing it. Right? So pre-chorus, distort high and low. Yep, so I have it basically, this EQ is automated to widen, it looks like. So let's take a look at that. Yep.
All I can think about is the time I hadn't met you. Wish I had the words to say like you do. On the way.
Right? Very nice. And then we have a little bit of something here. Okay, so what I wanted there was I just wanted the do to be repeated. Do. So that's what I did, is I just basically made its own group here. Do. Delay. And we have the same thing, high and low. Yeah. Do high and do low. Perfect. And that's it. That's all I did to this whole track. One thing I'm gonna say is though. Oh, actually,
like
frequency shifter. A lot of delay going on there. Probably could clean that up a lot. Okay. Anyway, what I was gonna say is one thing to keep in mind about this is a very producer way to do vocals, right? This is not really how you want to do vocals, but I think for just producer's sake and for demo's sake, because a demo's a start, it's the start of a track. I'm a starter, I'm not a finisher, right? And I think vocal mixing is very much a finishing aspect of a track. A lot of creative things that go into it, and there's a lot that you kind of miss as someone who produces or engineers. It's a very producer way to do vocals, dude. Just because like for me, I'm not thinking about the vocals right away. I've never thought about vocals first. I've never put them first in line of everything else I'm doing in a track. So it's only been till recently that I've yeah. It's so true though. It's like I've literally never thought about vocals first. And it shows in the way I do vocals. But I've only been doing vocals for maybe a year or two. Like I've literally never, I've been producing way longer than that, but I think I've come a long way just watching other people do it. But one thing I will say is the one thing I've learned from being in sessions with people that do vocals or track vocals is always make sure that your distance from the mic and the performance of whatever you're doing is solid, and then get as many takes as possible. Those are like the two main things here, because for me, I not only don't have enough takes, but my performance could have probably also been better. And obviously, I did this in my room in Liverpool, with basically no equipment. So it's pretty good considering, but I still didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew that, I'm going to try to make this sound as good as possible without knowing what I'm doing, But yeah, I would say from experience, personally, the best way to do it is to get as many takes as you possibly can, make sure your recording's clean, and that's all you got to do. There's obviously all kinds of tips and tricks. I would say if you're going to do, depends on the type of song, right? Because there's so many tracks where it's just a single track for the whole song, and then you got R&B where there's 300 BVs. It's all a creative choice. And I think there is ways to make what I've done here really clean, but I know from my experience that what I've done here is purely out of lack of experience of doing vocals. So I'm just warning y'all that this is a producer way of doing vocals. It's very demo-esque, but it's perfect for a demo because it sounds great. Now I know what I would want to do when I'm actually in the studio and want to record this with a real vocal engineer. It makes a huge difference because the sound's already basically to where I want it to be. It's almost there. So all it would be is just basically taking what I've already done, but just beefing it up more, right? So when I go to the studio and record, I'll do my top line all the way through, my main vocal, and then after that, I will basically layer everything up. I'll do it all over once more and one more time. So I have a left, right, and a center. And then for my BVs, I'll probably do 8 or 4 of each BV, each harmony that I do, right? So I'd probably end up doing 4 of my high layer, 4 of my low layer. I would probably do 4 or 8 of If You Let Me Knows. The effects are, the effects are fine as they are. Same with this, since this is the pre-chorus, I would do the same thing. But yeah, I think I don't even, I could totally release this as is. Don't get me wrong. It sounds good, right? But I just know that there are so many ways to take vocals to the next level. And yeah, this is definitely coming from a producer point of view, 100%. I wish I could demonstrate it for y'all. I'm in this crazy studio right now, but I can't use the setup because the way I stream is so set up for me, like for my own thing. But yeah, kind of an L because it's a really nice spot and there's a mic right there. But I'm also not really ready to sing yet, that's for sure. Nice. Okay. Sweet. So, let's see. Okay. Getting some noises that I do not like.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you is hella nice. If you let me. If you let me.
Okay, another note. As you can see, I faded out all the spaces here. Definitely something you can do. I think it sounds good with this track. I'm glad I did it. But you definitely don't have to. It just, once again, depends on the quality of your vocal recording. If you have a lot of noises in there, which for me, I had quite a few pops and clicks. So I just threw RX on there. The RX D-click, which doesn't always work, but you can always manually get rid of them as long as they're not in the middle of a phrase. But yeah, really easy. And I also just basically selected all of these and I linked them. So if you do that, actually first you want to do it here. So let's just say I want to link these two. You link tracks, get the little link there, and every fade you make is going to be the same for both. Very helpful for vocals. Yeah, definitely good. So yeah, fades are good. I would say for pop vocals, it's definitely important to be kind of cleaning it up a lot. You want it to be nice and polished. For other things, not so much. Like this, not so much. It's obviously a poppy, kind of R&B-esque song, but not really too crazy. So I liked kind of the rough sound of it. But yeah, always make sure to get lots of layers. Try to do, you know, the high version of your main take, maybe a low version of your main take. I usually never duplicate the same vocal track unless I'm doing some kind of parallel compression, which I can kind of talk about. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but essentially it's just when you duplicate the track, you have two versions of your track, of your vocal track. They're both the same track, but on two different tracks. One of them is extremely compressed, and the other one is just a normal vocal track. And you basically like combine the two to make a kind of mix of in between them. Make it sound nice and upfront. But I haven't really done that before, not gonna lie. I haven't really needed to. But like I said, for demo's sake, these are all things you can do like very easily to make your track sound good. And like I said, if you want to take it to the next level, it's easy enough to just kind of bring it into, go to the studio, record it, have someone kind of actually record the layers for you and then mix it yourself, or take it to someone else to mix. Up to you. But I can get away with all kinds of stuff on your own. So
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you is hella nice. If you let me. If you let me.
hey, Figgy Vlog, let's go. How you doing, Figgy? Welcome to the stream. We are just going over one of my tracks, going over the vocal production. specifically just vocal production in general. So if you have any questions, let me know. Basically just kind of talking about what I've done here with this one. And this, to me, it's kind of funny because, like I've been explaining, this is probably like my favorite vocal production I've ever done, and it is so not how I would do vocals now. It's just not even close to what I would do. For reasons being, I did not go into as much detail or as much depth as I probably could have, and maybe that's what makes it good in this case. But I think, yeah, I could have gone really far into it. The only thing is I just didn't have a lot of time when I did it, so it kind of reflects that. And then, like I said, it's kind of a reflection of a demo vocal mix, where kind of just doing the bare minimum to get it to sound good, but realistically I would be doing a lot more BB takes, a lot more layers, a lot more kind of, yeah, layers in general are important, and I probably would have done better main takes. But yeah, I think it sounds pretty good.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me.
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird. Not gonna lie. There's a lot of, like, I have the gate on, and it's just probably doing a lot, like, way too much.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you, it's hella nice. If you let me, if you let me.
Yeah, so easy money right there. Gate definitely didn't need to be on, that's for sure. I have two gates. It's kind of unnecessary, especially since I've already done the fade, and a gate is basically just when you set the threshold so that when audio hits above a certain point of the threshold, it cuts out. Yeah, like think of it as like there's a line and there's a waveform, and when the line hits the waveform, it cuts out where that line is. Yeah, Troy, I 100% will, bro. I just need to finish recording these vocals. That's what I need to do, because this song is only a minute long, and I only made it a minute long just because that's how long the beat battle submissions are allowed to be. But yeah, I'm happy with the beat too. Get funky. Pretty simple stuff. Get funky. Get funky. Get funky. Yeah, and what's interesting about this too is I actually produced a lot of it after the vocals were written, and I had a melody in mind. And it actually makes such a difference for those of you producers out there. If you have a melody in your head for whatever you're making, put it down right away and build your track around it, because you're going to end up making the perfect amount of space. Or another good way to do that is to just do your whole track, then record your vocal, and then just kind of, while you're making your track though, add a lot of things, and then put your vocal in and start taking stuff out that's kind of in the same frequency range that muddies it up. You might end up deciding to take everything out but just the drums and the bass and the vocal, and it sounds fire. So like, that's a really good way of kind of getting vocals to fit in your tracks. Hey, little dancey guy there. I can't really, this chat on my phone is not ideal, because it's literally just like, yeah, it's just my phone and then the chat. I mean, it works, right? It works, does the job. I hope I'm not like lagging out too much on stream either. Anyway, let's see. Hey, Dave. Good to see you. How's it going this fine evening? It definitely is evening over there. I don't know why I said that with a question mark. But yeah, we were just kind of going over, vocal production. Kind of how I do demo vocal production. I kind of tried to make a big differentiation between demo vocals, final vocals, recording vocals, kind of the different processes between them. Yeah, like this is very much a demo vocal production. All I had was my little mic and like 2 hours of my time in Liverpool when I did this. So not a whole lot to it. But yeah. Stream looks good, no delays, levels are nice. Fire. Yeah, the only thing is I'm using my computer output, which I usually would be using my mic. But that's good to know. Thanks for the update, Troy. Heck yeah, cool. All right, let's see. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me.
Yes, another good thing. Another thing I like to do is, usually if you have good level, like this track is great because as you can tell, I recorded everything so they were level basically the same. And you can see it, like there isn't really any crazy peaks, which isn't always going to happen, right? So if that's not the case, I mean, I still do it anyway, but always compress, do like a first kind of compress of your vocal. Or just a way to compress, right? Like you don't need to use a compressor to compress. You could use a saturator, which I actually highly recommend. Saturating your vocals, pretty fire. If you haven't done that, I actually didn't do any of that here. I didn't do any saturation on this. A lot of compression though, as you can see. I OTT'd everything, which I would literally not do now. I highly recommend not doing that. It just, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think that not all vocals are gonna sound good with OTT on. I think these ended up sounding okay, but it's really harsh kind of multi-band compression you don't need to have. But I think all of that could have been fixed if I, like I said, I had a little bit better mic for my voice and I was in a room that was treated. I think it would go a lot further, and I wouldn't have to be like, I mean, the levels on here are great, actually. They're really consistently the same kind of level. So that means I just didn't have to compress a whole lot, but I still did in order to kind of get it in the front of the mix where I wanted it. And also keep in mind, I'm straight up just playing my beat over the vocals here, so not quite the same thing. But yeah, always want to make sure you level out your vocals if they're kind of all over the place. And if they're already pretty level, you're still going to end up compressing, but I would recommend maybe staying away from a compressor to do vocals. I think it just sounds a hell of a lot better. And then kind of do a little bit of compression at the end. But that's just something I do now. But yeah, haven't really done vocals for quite a while myself. For myself anyway. Don't have any that I'm allowed to play anyway. But yeah, so yeah, pretty dope stuff. I'm just trying to think what else we could kind of go over. Maybe just some like kind of vocal effects you can do. The layering itself of just doing vocals is really gonna just do a lot of the work for you. The rest is just kind of touches and stuff. Like I have these kind of little effects. I can show you how I made this. It's just a reverse reverb. It might not even be me, Yeah, so it's like me. I don't even know why it's saying do, but it sounds like I'm saying me, or maybe it was me. What does the first word sound like? It might be the first word.
Look for me, I look for.
Wow, really shaky.
Look for me,
You know what? Let's try to do that. Okay. What I'm going to do is create a reverse reverb effect with the beginning of my voice, or the first word of the track. So how we're going to do that is I'm going to group all these. I'm going to chain these all together. Link tracks, and then I'm going to cut here and hopefully be able to drag it out, which I guess I can't do that. That's kind of unfortunate. All right, well then I'll just delete all of it. There we go. Okay. Now let's get resampling on. So I guess I did do it with this, but I kind of want to try doing it with all the effects on, everything layered. So okay. So that's armed. Now what we're gonna do is go to our main vocals here, throw a reverb on. Let's get our dry wet up. Okay, I definitely didn't hit that note very well, but you know what? It is what it is. So let's try it. Let's get that nice and long. Alright. So now we have a new one. Let's go here, take off our reverb we added, go back our track, and get it all together again. And then we will unlink everything right now. Okay. Reverse. Get it lined up. Do that. All right, let's try it.
look for me, I look for you.
Yeah. All right, that works. It sounds a little bit better because it's literally the first thing that comes in, and it's literally like just everything together too. So that's a good thing to do once you're done with all your vocals, you know.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't look for me, I look for you.
I really did not hit that note, so that's kind of why I'm doing that. But
look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you is hella nice if you let me.
yeah, I think that kind of reverse reverb thing is really good for a lot of things. It's a very easy beginner kind of effect that I use a lot, especially when you're trying to get tracks out quickly. Stuff like that is just so easy to do, and it sounds sick. And yeah, and I'll even find samples of. I'll use another sample that I already have from something else and put it in a song. Sometimes I don't even do it for that track, so you know. But that just goes to show how much that kind of sound works. The reverse reverb thing. But yeah, I wonder if I have it. I don't know why this one is just sitting here randomly, but
Look for me, I look for you. I don't.
okay, some weird kind of. I guess there's just some extra vocals sitting over here. Interesting. Dope. BVs. Yeah. So these are great.
Let me.
It's perfect. They're at the right level. They have the right sound to them. They kind of have that kind of distorted contrast that I wanted from the pre-chorus.
Wish I had the words to say like you do.
Yeah, and these would typically be way more kind of in the front, at least for me, how I'd want them to be way more in the front, which can be done by just turning them up, getting closer to the mic, compressing it of some kind. Those are all ways to kind of get it in the front and glued together. But yeah, these BVs, I wanted to kind of replicate this sound, and just like the delay is great. And it was super easy. All I have on here is just some auto-tune, compression, multi-band compression, and our distortion here. And that's it.
Let me, if you let me, call you up.
Kind of that call and response, right? And the Get Funky sample was part of the Splice challenge. That's just in the track. But that would kind of technically be considered a vocal or an effect. Yeah, we have our little. So I just kind of copied our do here and just. Yeah, and then you got our. For that, same thing, except we got a frequency shifter pitching it down as it goes, and then we have our Valhalla delay. Yeah, that's it. I wonder if we have it automated. Let's see. What do we have automated? Just I guess we just have the delay on and off automated, which we don't really.
I don't care what.
I wonder what it sounds like with that off.
Look for me, I look for you.
Kind of like it more, actually. It's not as muddy.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you.
Stuck in your head all day. Heck yeah, let's go. That's what I like to hear. Heck yeah. Troy, yeah, thanks for sticking around the stream, dude. Sometimes they can get a little lonely. Yeah. Just a little bit lonely. My one of my regulars books didn't come today, so I'm kind of disappointed she's not here. But, you know, people got to live their lives. They got to do what they got to do. Yeah, I was like at the studio till like 4 or 5 a.m. So not ever what I want to be doing, but I got up and I was ready to stream. I was excited, do a new topic. Yeah. But yeah, happy you're here, bro. Definitely got to link up. Trying to think what other like things I could go over. I think I just wanted to kind of make it clean and simple and nothing crazy. I think vocals are such an easy way to get carried away and overwhelmed. And that's the thing, like vocals are the most dynamic instrument there is. So mixing it is just a nightmare sometimes. It's just so difficult. I really wish I could like pull up one of my vocal engineers like project files and like go through it. I don't know if I could go over too much of the effects he uses, but at least the technique is there. Types of mics, that's a whole nother thing. Like I don't even know. That's one thing I haven't really gotten too far into is like what kind of equipment is good, especially like good vocal mics. But that's the thing, like I kind of don't, everyone's got a different voice. Everyone's going to sound better on different mics. So it would just kind of be a matter of trial and error, figuring out who sounds best on what mic. And I think for me, this mic actually sounds really dark. Like way too dark for my voice. It should be a lot higher. And that's why I had to brighten it up so much with our OTT multiband compression. It's not ideal. It's not something you want to do. Yeah, bro, leaving a ton of gems here. Hell yeah. Yeah, Troy, do you stream? I feel like nah, you don't stream. Have you streamed any stuff that's not music? I don't remember. I don't know, maybe I'm confusing with someone else. Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, knowing the kind of mic that sounds good on your voice is really great, but obviously not everyone's gonna have the opportunity to, or they're not gonna have the opportunity or the money to do that. And there are 100% ways to do it in the box like this that are extremely effective. You do, but just games? That's what I thought. But I don't know. I feel like I don't follow you on Twitch. I need to follow you on Twitch. I'm trying to see some Fortnite. Do you still play Fortnite? I have not played that game for such a long time. I don't think I mean, even when I did play it, I didn't play it much. I was just really bad at it, so it would frustrate me. Dang, I just realized like that's kind of when I was actually last time I saw you, that was kind of like during the whole Fortnite craze, like when it just like blew up out of nowhere. It was kind of right around that time. That's crazy. That is insane. You've been playing for like coincidentally, yeah. I mean, it's a fun game. Like I don't like judge anyone for liking trendy things or whatever. I mean, it's not even trendy anymore, but my monitor stands, I think they're probably Landon's because I never owned any monitor stands. I'm like 90% sure they're Landon's. Dang, the Halloween party. Oh god, that was even earlier than LA. Holy crap. That's crazy. That was like 5 years ago probably. Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Landon you pulled up stream today. Trying to think if there's anything. Maybe it was from LA. It's just the thing is like Landon wouldn't have brought his monitor stands to LA like on the plane with him. So you had to have driven back with them from Colorado or something. That's like the only explanation I can think of. Or they're just someone else's. But I never owned any monitor stands. I actually need to buy some because mine are just not placed correctly. Just sitting on my IKEA desk in my room, classic producer, setup. Oh, my computer's dying. Classic.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice.
Yeah, and that's another thing. They're huge tripods, party monitor size. A mystery. Interesting. I do remember them being triangles, Landon's, so they might be. But I would definitely maybe like hit him up with a text of a picture of him. He'll be able to tell you. Dang, what was I gonna say? Yeah. With vocals, dang, I totally blanked on what I was gonna say. Big L. Not ideal. Yeah. So yeah, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. That's fire. Classic producer moment. That's very true. Just not remembering what was going on at all. All right. The way I did this was also really bad. It's funny. I'm just kind of like, this is supposed to be how to do vocals, but it's literally just a what not to do on my own song. It's really embarrassing. But what not to do is the reason this whole thing is messed up, why I have the track like not in the project, is like this is actually what it should look like, right? Like you're supposed to do vocals in another session, but I did these vocals in my project with the beat, so the amount of plugins and CPU I was using was absolutely insane, and that's why I was late, because my CPU was literally at 100%, and I couldn't even play the track like with OBS open. My computer was not liking that. So yeah, just like if you're gonna do demo vocals or any vocals, it's still worth it to, I mean, sometimes you can get away with doing it within the session, if like the beat session or the track session, if you're just kind of doing a couple vocal takes and just a little bit of effects here and there. But this is still kind of hefty, even though it's not really a real kind of vocal session. It's a little bit too hefty, so I would definitely recommend bouncing your track out, doing it in a new session. Always going to be way better on your computer. And my computer is no slouchy computer, although I'm like 90% sure I have some viruses that's just killing my computer, so I'm going to need to figure that out ASAP. But that's another story. Yeah, I would say this video has been a great what not to do in vocal production. Some things to do, you know, but what not to do mainly. Yeah, maybe we'll run through the effects real quick one more time and then play it through, and that'll be it. It's already 12:04, but I started late, so heck yeah. Word. So we have our main Vox master group for our main, you know, which our main as in our main takes for the whole thing, and then our layers for our verses, and that's it. Because as you can see, the group splits here. Actually, no, it doesn't. The main vocals group all the way to the pre. The pre's not in that group. That's because it's processed differently. So all we have on here is a gate, which probably don't need, but it's there anyway. EQ, which I don't even think I used. Yeah, I did a little bit of high boost, low cut. And then we have our kind of effect thing here, which kind of an expanding filter, which I don't have a good plugin for that, so that's kind of why I did that. A little bit of reverb on the master, which I usually would like. Another thing I would rather have done instead of that is just use my return track here and bust it over. But instead I put it directly on, so not really totally sure why I did that. But and then soothe to get rid of some of those harsh frequencies in the vocal recording. I just kind of have it on low. It's not really affecting too much, and it's just kind of honing in on that mid to high mid area. And then we have our main auto-tune. I have auto-tune on everything. I would highly recommend if you're going to do like a lot of processing on your stuff. For me, auto-tune really kills everything CPU wise, so I usually just kind of go through, get the auto-tune where I want it to be, and then print it. I'll bounce the dry ones without tune so that they're there in case someone else mixes it, but I'll print it with tune just so I have it, so I can start kind of figuring out the final sounds of it. That's mostly if I'm the finisher in the project. If I'm the starter, I'm definitely not going to be printing the auto-tune in the vocals. But I won't have to, because I'll just send it off and someone else will do all the mixing. But if you're doing the mixing, I print in the track. I wonder if I used this EQ on the group. Yeah, I did. So I did a big low cut, it looks like, but that's for the layers. I would never do that on the master, even though I guess I did. That's really embarrassing.
Look for me, I look for you.
I mean, I guess that's part of the sound of it. It's not too bad.
Look for me, I look for you.
Okay, I'm not really cutting out a whole lot, so it's no big deal. But I usually would never cut that much out of a vocal anymore. I wouldn't do that. I think it's also how you record it. If you're really close and you're kind of got a lot of low mids, you might want to do that. I was probably pretty close to the mic, so yeah. Anyway, auto-tune, multiband compression, more EQ. We got a little bit of a high mid boost there. Same thing, OTT, literally just copy pasted all those effects with these layers because it's the same, just left and right. Interesting that they're two different volumes though. They're kind of roughly the same output as well, so I'm not sure about that. Okay, we got our high layer, no EQ there, auto tune, and our OTT, which if you want to see what this looks like, it's literally just our high, mid, and low band, how much we're compressing. I usually just mess with the depth and our kind of EQ function here, and that's it. The depth just kind of tells you how much of it you want to be compressing. Not a whole lot to do there. Yeah, I got our high layer. Same thing, auto tune. Ad libs, we got our delay on the group for all the ad libs. We have it just kind of automating on and off here and there. We have our ad lib. Same thing, auto tune, OTT, and our distortion. Frequency shifter here for our effect, the pitch is down, all the same stuff. Which I honestly could just take auto tune off of this because it's just an effect, not a big deal. Yeah, and you know what, OTT is really good for effects, not just vocals. That's just like one thing I really like to use for all kinds of stuff. Sick. Distortion, same thing, auto tune, OTT on our kind of track part, and then on the group we have our filter effect, soothe to get rid of those harsh frequencies, and distortion. And then same thing here, but this is just one word of it. Probably could have gotten away with just printing that and saving some CPU. Keep in mind, all you do is just freeze and flatten in Ableton or resample it using the resample feature here on the track input, and that's it. Those are all the vocals. So yeah, demo vocals, that's the vibe. We'll listen through it one more time and call it a day.
Look for me, I look for you. I don't care what you would do if you let me. If you let me. Call you up, you call me twice. Think about you, it's hella nice. If you let me. If you let me. Wish I had the words to say like you do. All I can think about is the time I hadn't met you. Wish I had the words to say like you do. On the way we'll find this time. Close my eyes but you ain't blind. Cause you see me. Cause you see me. Way I said it's kinda dead, but I know your thoughts are in your head. Cause you show me. Cause you show me.
Nice. That's it. Very dope. Thanks again everyone for being here. Troy, appreciate you for being here, bro. Having some good convos. Yeah, dude, we'll have to link up soon. Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably do another vocal one. Hopefully when I actually have a good vocal project to show y'all, that will be the most ideal situation. But it was kind of fun going over an old project. I'll have to do that more often. But yeah, thanks again, everyone. Go hit up the Garnish Music Network. Go hit up their social medias. If you want to learn more about production, check out their website. They offer classes, DJ classes, production classes, Logic, Pro Tools, and Ableton. Yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on my Instagram, Bahn, or Garnish, and we'll sure to get back to you. And also, if you can, join that Discord. Discord link's been spamming in the chat this whole time. Yeah, hit the Discord, ask questions, send tracks. All that's extremely important. Super fun. Heck yeah. Sounds good. I'm signing off. Have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you all later.